Hi, I'm Josh, the author of Light, Bright, and Polite, How to Use Social Media to Someday Impress Colleges and Future Employers. If you're watching this video, it's because you're interested in our social media audit. I want to tell you why it's very important first for you to know what your students' Google results are. Second, in this video, we're going to teach you how to audit your students online. So first, I want to tell you that colleges and future employers, they make time to search for your students online. And to talk more about that today, I have Amy from my team on the video. Welcome, Amy.
Hi, how are you? Hello,
hey, Amy, I want to play devil's advocate here. Amy, why would I care about my students' Google results? I've already searched for them. Why would I want to perform this detailed, nerdy audit? Why would one do that?
Well, there are a lot of reasons, and you first want to think about, is my child going to go to college? Is there going to be an internship? Is there going to be maybe a search by the Greek system? Is there going to be, beyond the family, beyond your vacation pictures, your students' online reputation is what we now consider to be their resume, and it's completely different than when I and probably you were looking for our first jobs. A resume back then was a piece of paper, but it's not that anymore. Your online reputation represents you, whether you want it to or not.
And so, how about sports teams?
Sports teams. How could I forget that?
Now, Amy, you have you have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids.
And they have all played what type of sports?
All 3 of my kids played soccer. I have 2, my oldest and my youngest are Division I players in the university system. And so they were recruited and went through the whole sports process. My middle son went heavy academic in college. So.
And did they get scholarships at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and one of them full ride for sure. I know your daughter, amazing, right?
Yes, sir.
So my question is, so you seem like an expert at this. So I'm going to interview you for this social media audit. Everybody, watching this, there's a reason why I'm putting her on essentially in the hot seat. It's because even though you've perhaps seen me at your school, you've seen our videos, Amy is really, really good at this. She's being humble right now, but her kids are incredible people that knew that their online reputation was important, and part of what, Amy was part of that reason. In this video, what we'd like to do is show you how to create a social media audit for your student at home. We're going to look at Google results. I'm going to have Amy take over the video. Amy, you can start sharing your screen right now. What Amy's about to do is she's going to show us she's going to go to the template, and we're going to show you first kind of some of the stuff we look at. You can do this at home. This may take you 3 to 4 hours, but know that the first page for sure, and maybe the first 2 pages is what colleges and future employers are going to look for. They're going to want to find your Twitter there, your Instagram, all these other things we're going to look at, and Amy's going to share with us that template here in just a sec. And then we're going to dive into a social media audit for me. I'm going to show you what a red flag is, or Amy is, and a green flag and all these other things. This is my sample audit. Great. Amy, walk us through, how would you audit me if I was a student in high school or even a preteen that a parent wanted to be safe online?
Okay, here's the first thing that we start with is looking at the first 2 pages of Google. And I wanted to make the point that it's really important to use this little tool right here called the incognito window.
Okay.
And the reason that you do that is so that any cookies that might be on your computer don't reflect when you have a result. And so when we always start clean, this is like a fresh page. And we look, should I make this a little bit bigger, Josh?
No, it's okay. Yeah, you can press the Control+ button a couple times. Yeah, make it a little bit bigger on that one. That's fine. But I think we get the idea. I mean, even if you don't make it bigger, we want to go to incognito mode because it basically opens up a new window that shows Google, hey, Google, I have new fresh cookies. Don't personalize my results. I want to look at this. And the reason why you would do that when searching for your student or for yourself is because you want to make sure that it doesn't personalize the results that you've been sharing a lot, which is your own name. I'll let you go and take us to the next step. So we were looking at the first page. Is that what you said?
Yes. So the first page of Google, Google always has 10 results per page. The first page has one of the 10 results are the images. So there's actually 9 links on the first page of Google. Oh, I'm probably scrolling fast. Sorry if that bothered you.
No, it's okay. And maybe for your son or daughter, there aren't images. Sometimes there's not. Amy, in all of our audits, have you ever seen a student that didn't have images?
Rarely.
Rarely. If there aren't images, we'll show you the tab at the top you can use to check your images. Okay, so you took all these results, and what did you do with them?
So what we do is when we create an audit, we copy the whole page.
Okay, let's see what that looks like.
Like that, and then we copy. And you do that by right-clicking. You can also go Control-C.
Yep.
And then minimize, and we go over to a Google document, and we paste it.
Which those of you that are watching, it looks ugly. It took her, this will take 3 hours because she cleaned all this up. I mean, it doesn't come in pasted like that. Okay, so that's great. That's page 1 essentially. Page 1
for you are results 1 through 9.
Cool.
And what we've done is we've gone through here, and when I have a result from a student, I'm clicking on each one of them, I'm visiting them, and I'm seeing, okay, is this something that is relevant to the student? If it is it a positive result? Because if it's on the first page of Google, it has to be a positive result.
Yes, okay. That's a key takeaway. Everybody watching right now from the expert. If it's on the first page of Google, it must be a positive result. If it's not, we'll show you how to look at it. And in video number 4, we'll show you how to fix that. Okay, keep going, Amy.
So when we paste it in there, we've gone through, we've checked them. The first 3 are good. The parent, if they were looking at this document, they would be able to click these and agree with me. But of course, Josh is in this industry, and he doesn't have any red flags in his Google results. It'd be a problem if he did, but we're pretending that this would be a red flag. And if it were an audit and I were auditing your student, you would know it'd have this red here, and you could click into it, and then I would have some advice that I'm written underneath about what you can do about it. Mm-hmm. In this case, if, for instance, if this were a negative result, we one time had a little girl who posted with her first and last name on kind of a celebrity site that didn't reflect on her the way she would want for a college admissions officer to find. We have some tips on how to contact that website and who to get to maybe take it down, or we have other techniques that we recommend to.
Let's pause. That was really powerful. You know, somebody. What was the age of that young woman? She was 13 or 12 or 11 at the time that we performed the audit.
When we performed the audit, I think she was a little older than that. I think she was like 14. But
maybe 14. I thought it was 13, but regardless, 13 or 14, Amy found that a year or 2 years before that she had posted, it was an inappropriate website. You were being very nice about it, celebrity. It seemed very inappropriate. There was stuff all around the site that was inappropriate, and she was in it. She seemed innocent enough to answer a question with her full name. It changed her Google results. And it was a good thing that the parents had us do an audit, because they never would have probably found that. And that became a red flag, and you had results below it and instructions, correct?
Right. So we went ahead and, just did the research, found the people to contact on the site to ask to have it removed, that she was a minor. And typically you will be successful. It depends on the site, but with a small site like that, you can be successful in having a comment removed.
Let's scroll down. Let's keep looking through these real quick. Let's make it fast for those that are watching. So we've got what happens when something looks good? Well, there's a green flag.
Right. So this happens to be a green flag, and many times we see a lot of athletes audits that we do, and we'll see that they've been highlighted in a local newspaper Perhaps it's the scores from a particular game, and those are fantastic results that we want to highlight. A lot of the recommendation that we would have from a green flag sometimes is take this link and put it on your social media so it gets even more play than it already does.
So there's a hint for everybody watching. This green flag is something good that you want to move up to the first page, maybe the first 5 results. And this is something, and the reason why Amy knows it's a green flag is when you first fill out our website for our social media audit that you're all maybe familiar with. You go to safesmartsocial.com, there's social media audit at the top. When you fill that out, you give us goals for your student. Where do they currently go to school? What's their age? What do they want to do in the future? What are they good at? What activities? And what do you want to highlight on their Google results? Now, we're not telling any students to be fake. Let's pause right here. We never tell students online to be fake, but we find out where do they want to go to school? What do they want to do? And all these things. How can we have their Google results be congruent with their goals? Positive, full of gratitude. They can be a silly student and take a few selfies. That's fine. They're normal students. We want them to have a good childhood, but we also want social media to be something that is a positive representation of who they are. So the green ones are the ones we're going to suggest that you move up to the top. And Amy, if those green ones are sports related, isn't that where below the green flag you say, hey, add your bio, do this, this, and this?
Right. If you happen to have an athlete in your family and there are a number of league and high school websites that collect the data and report it, you might be familiar with Huddle, and there's a few more depending on your sport, then you just want to make sure that your bio is filled out.
Yeah.
Josh has this great recommendation that you use the same profile picture across your social media. Well, that same profile picture should also be on your Huddle or your whatever sports reporting network that is used by your high school.
Great. So we've got the green flags, and those are awesome. Go down. What if somebody else's results come up and they're not good or not bad for me? What would you put there?
We have this gray zone. We call this probably irrelevant. We've gone through, we've looked at it. Maybe there's a realtor in your town with that same name. Maybe you have a very common name. Maybe you live in a major metropolitan area where there's a lot of people with your name. So that this comes up frequently, and we do our best with that. But there are ways to overcome. If you have a whole page of probably irrelevance, there are ways to overcome it, and we always have suggestions.
Let's go to that next. The goal of this video is keyword research. So we've gotten to number 9. Let's scroll down a little bit more. What's the next keyword you'll search for? It's keep going down a little bit more until after 19. You'll see the next keyword that you guys search for is, or maybe it's on the template, Amy. The next keyword is, there you go, first, middle, last, and then name plus city. Walk us through those. Why would you want to search for first, middle, last?
There's a little bit of an art to this, and it depends on how big of a footprint that the student already has, how common is their name, how big is the metropolitan area that you live in. So we always do the first and last name search, and we give all results for that. Sometimes we have more probably irrelevance than others. Then we go through and we look at the first, middle, last. And then it depends on the site that you may or may not have more results that way. But then when we get down to the third one, where we include your city, we take into account, were there more results from using the middle name, or were there more results in using the first and last? Is there a nickname? Is Google shortening the name in some way? So we really spend a lot of time, and we only return the results on these areas that are certainly relevant to your child.
Now let's go down a little bit forward. So first, this is an art form that first, middle, last. Those of you watching, you could do this at home, and this is why we want nothing keeping you from the chance to do this for your student. If you're saying to yourself right now, Josh, I'm watching this video, I'm a few minutes in, and I've already realized that this is only for college. When we're ready for college, we'll do this. That, I'm sorry, is the wrong approach. If your student is 11 years old, this is the right thing for them, and here's why. This will also teach you what they're doing wrong online. I'm not telling you to try and track your student or create distrust if they caught you. No, what you're doing is you're creating something that can then start a dialogue with them. Hey, did you know you're 11 years old, and we found when I searched for your name, or we had this company, we'll do all this for you if you want, and you can use us as a resource. This company searched for you, and we found an Instagram profile. This kind of looks like you. Is this you? And you'll discover things that you never knew your daughter or son were doing, and they might be the best. They have the best of intentions, but they could very, very easily hurt their online reputation. They could be digging a hole that would take a decade to get out of, and they're going to go to college in 7 years, and it could be really, really bad. So back over to Amy's screen. We've looked at keywords, we've looked at name and all that stuff. Let's go down. Talk to us about the Google image search results. We're really combining video 1 and 2. We're giving you the good stuff right up front. Talk to us. How would one do this? Would they go search and click that image tab?
Yes, and this is a screenshot from the top of Google here, and you can see that I've typed in Josh Oakes, and I've gone 1, 2, 3 over and clicked on the images, and you can see even Josh has run for politics. He is in a lot of videos online. He has a huge online footprint, but there are images here that are not Josh. That is not Josh. That is not Josh. That is not Josh. And so even let's see, that is Josh, but these are not Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
So even somebody with as large of a footprint as Josh will get other individuals in their image results sometimes.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, Amy, this has been super, super helpful. Let's review this. We're wrapping up this video. You're going to start with Google. Google is the #1 piece of technology to start with right now. There's all these other apps. Just go to Google to find a reputation that other people are going to find using Google. You're going to use keyword research, first name and last name of your student. You can go to incognito mode if you want. She showed you how to do that. And you can use the keywords of the city plus the state if you want, or the school and all those different things right after your student's name. If this is overwhelming to you and you're like, oh, this is exhausting, creating another Google Doc, you can click the links below. We'll take care of this for you. This is several hours of work, but I want you to do it. You don't have to do it through us. You can do this at home. You can start a dialogue. In the next video, we'll probably either send this to you in a week, a few days, or whatever. We're going to talk about the good news and the bad news. And then in the future, we're going to talk about recommendations and next steps, how to improve your Google results. And also at the end, if you're saying to yourself right now, I'm ready to take this leap, now's a good time to get yourself an audit. If you're saying, well, I want an audit, I've already found, I'm in Footprint Friday and I want something even better because I already know the results are bad. Well, we have something called a social media boot camp, which is about a 1-month event that trains your whole family how to shine online. It gets your kids as young as 11 years old thinking about college so that they're all of a sudden being their authentic self, having fun as a student, but being positive and full of gratitude in everything that they do on social media, which is huge. I cannot tell you how important this is as an employer that looks through resumes, talking to thousands of educators a year or parents a year that are also employers. I can't tell you how much of a secret this is still, and I don't want it to be a secret anymore. People will make time to search for you and your student. I want you to know how they think, what they do, and that's why we're here to do that for you. Okay, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.